My name's Daniel O'Hare. I was on the distance learning MBA. I started in 2008. Great 3 years. I initially wanted to study for an MBA because I didn't have a management degree background or a business degree background. I had a normal arts degree background. And I felt I was undercooked in the work environment from a capability perspective, and the MBA has been great for not only developing my skills but also enhancing my perspective on what goes on in day-to-day business. Today I work for DHL, and my role has changed since I started the MBA programme. I work in a global role now, developing strategic initiatives around supply chain for our retail customers. And the MBA has been really valuable, especially when it comes to understanding the holistic view of how business works in a global environment, understanding the cultural differences which are fundamental to successful business. And it's been really valuable for me. The other thing, and I think people undervalue this, is the network. I've come across some great people, some incredibly talented people, and in some ways it's bittersweet. You meet these people and they're really good to get to know, and you learn lots from them. But by the same token, you go back to your real life and you realise how some people aren't as capable as they maybe should be in the roles that they're in. So the awareness is great, but it is a little bit, sometimes ignorance is bliss. But it's been fantastic, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I've had a great 3 years, I've got some great mates out of it, and it was a real valuable experience, but it was really hard work. There's some pretty dark times doing MBA by distance learning, but it was the only real viable option for me. I have a daughter and a family, and it's really difficult to commit lots of time to those sort of things. And balancing your study, your work and your home life is a real challenge. So the DL modules were great for that, but there was also the opportunity and the flexibility to use the modular courses as well, which was a real relief, I think is probably the best word, because I think trying to do the MBA purely on DL would be a step too far. But I think if you can mix it up with the modular courses as well, it worked for me anyway. And especially when work takes precedent, and it's got to, and the ability to flip between DL and modular worked really well for me, and I'm a massive advocate for that. I think it's one of the courses that, if you look around the other MBAs around that you can do in the UK, there's not many that give you that flexibility, and I think there's a bit of realism that needs to be taken from institutions, and I think Warwick does that in reality it's not as easy just to stop work, stop life and study. It's just the practicalities of the world are against you for doing that. But as I say, the best thing I ever did from an academic point of view, absolutely fantastic 3 years. Fortunate that my employer has funded it, met some great people, and yeah, I wouldn't change it. It's been great.